Hello Vogue, I'm gonna walk you through my everyday skincare routine. When I wake up, I want to wake up my skin. Dun, dun, dun. You know, as I tell you, every day when I wake up, I do a lot of stretches and things like that. And so I do the same thing with this. I use this essence just to give it some moisture. All over. Then it's got all that to wake it up. Because we Asians tend to have a little bit fleshy cheeks. And I want to have that nice little contour going. So, and then under the eyes as well, all the way up. Normally when I'm doing all this, I'm doing my squats. But if I do my full squat, you'll see me disappearing from the screen. I guess you don't want that. Remember, you can do your kicks, you can do your stretches while you are also waking up and exercising. I have this cold ice water into this HR roller. I normally have 2 on your eyes. Give you that clean jawline. It's what we all aspire to have. My earliest memory of taking care of my skin is seeing my mom do this every day, morning and night. And she does all these incredible things where she's like, it's like doing martial arts on her face. She's 83 and she looks stunning. So, you know, I love this new product that I discovered. Helena Rubinstein mask. You warm it up and the contours of your face all the way across, and never forget your forehead. This is like the warm-up massage for the face and the neck and all the lymph nodes that surround. It's like wakes up all the little nerves in your head. I think it helps with the growth of your hair as well. And I do it all over. With your skin, the most important is drinking a lot of water. That really helps. Because I think when you have good skin, that just sets up a beautiful canvas for you to be able to paint on your makeup. Eye cream is very important for me. I don't normally rub. I like to give it a little pat, like doing little jumps for the face and on the muscles. I never leave the house without sunblock. Since I am going out for a hike later on, I am using a little sunblock that's heavier than usual. My skincare routine changes depending on the climate I'm going to. If I'm going back to Malaysia or to Asia where it's more humid, then I use a lighter lotion kind of skincare. But if I'm going to, for example, where it's winter and the conditions are more severe and harsh, then I tend to use slightly creamier. I'm using a natural sheer foundation because the one thing I learned is when you have makeup that's too thick or a foundation that's too thick, it tends to highlight the creases that you normally would prefer not to have. And I use a little concealer. My favorite is the Clé de Peau concealer because, you know, I have some, unfortunately, sunspots that I had from a long time before when I used to stay out in the sun for too long without using the right products in my younger, wild days. So now, older, wiser, but then you still have to pay for mistakes that you did before. Fortunately, my mom loves makeup. So she's always very careful with eyebrows, and she's a very good makeup artist because she's practicing on herself like all the time. So that's one thing that she always taught me was like, don't let anybody pluck your eyebrows because, you know, they just don't grow back properly. I'm quite blessed with very natural. I try not to over pluck it. I just leave it the way it is. At night, generally, I use a serum to help with the growth. I just like fill in all the blanks, but not too much. I always like a little bit of color on the cheeks. I like it a little further up, so it sort of highlights the cheekbones a little bit more. Generally, with hair and makeup, I try to be involved all the time because you have to be comfortable. But also, of course, when you are playing a role, you're not being yourself, then it's very different. You have to understand why that kind of makeup is being used. The most important, I think, for me is like the foundation. Because nowadays, with the lighting and all that, it doesn't have to be the old style cakey. You can see it sticking out like a mile. It can look like you have little, almost your own skin coming through. So that is the kind of makeup I like. And fortunately, even in Wicked, where it is so glamorous and theatrical, the makeup is still beautiful. But I am lazy normally, so I like to be able to have my makeup done in like 10 minutes or under. So really it's just a little bit of the eyeliner to highlight the eye. I don't like it too thick, especially if it's during the day. I just want it to be there, a hint of it. I do like to give it a little bit of a contour, just to highlight the cheekbones. So I am going to redo my eye. I like to give it a little bit of color sometimes. Don't run away. And this one is like an olive color. I do my eyeline very close to my lash line, just to give it like a complete look. A little bit of mascara, a little bit of lipstick goes a long way. That's it. I've played in the last 2 years 3, and I find very different mothers. Eleanor Young from Crazy Rich Asians, Evelyn Wong from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and now Eileen Sun from Brother's Son. All mothers are pretty much the same, no matter whatever culture, whatever language you're speaking. There are certain gestures that just like transcends and is global. I've been brought up with, to always be who you are, be true to yourself. You can't hide. You can pretend to be something different for a little while, but eventually who you are will always come shining through. And I think the most important thing for me is to be able to find and fine-tune a nicer me, a kinder me. And so I think in that way, this is what you get. This is pretty impressive because one little thing will just clear it all up. Thank you so much for watching and putting up with me and my silly little tips. Have fun. Go and have a nice day.